American weapons with Chinese technology. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, Israel. The call never died. From the south, the lost sheep rise. From Mississippi soil where the history haven't changed in the land, but the promise still steady. Names got taken, truth got buried, but the word still breathing, never went missing. Lost sheep scattered, still hit a tone. Shepherd calling, saying bring them home. Not a rumor, not a myth. Ancient bloodline covered in stitch, no crown on head, no throne in sight. But kings still walk when they live upright. Priests in order, hearts in check. Walking the path of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
From Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that.
Remember that. Not here for hate, not here for noise. Here to rebuild men, women, boys. From prison walls to broken homes. Still hear our voice through flesh and bone. Teach the law, apply the way. Faith works, lived every day. Not traditions handed down, but ancient paths we walking now. 12 tribes breathing, still intact. Truth don't change, that's fact. Scattered, warned, and gathered again. Written long before the pen.
Order of Melchizedek. Hey, stand righteous, stand correct. No beginning, no end, we said. Walk in truth, no disrespect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
Lost sheep found, hearts reset.
From Tupelo we represent.
In Tupelo we represent.
Israel rise.
Remember that. Remember that.
Who are we?
Israel.
What we teach.
Truth. Why we here?
Wake the lost sheep. Order, discipline, restitution, not confusion, restoration. No corner prophets, straight swing, no water down, truth or name. Study the word, live it out, let correction cast pride out. Fathers restored, mothers strong, families healed where it went wrong. Not perfect men, but hearts aligned, learning obedience one step at a time.
Order of Melchizedek.
Stand righteous,
Stand righteous.
stand correct.
Lost sheep pride, chains disconnect.
Covenant people.
Never reject. Order.
Covenant people. From the south to where you at.
From the south to where you at.
Israel, wait, don't you forget.
Israel, melt you forget.
It's the order. Mutually bound. This is remembered. This is order. This is the call.
To the hall, to the lost sheep.
Israel lives.
All right, family. What do you call a military that depends on the technology of the so-called enemy? Huh? I want y'all to think about this. Okay? Think what could happen. You wondering all of a sudden how Iran is getting all these locations and why they weapons is falling out the sky and all this and that. I'm gonna show you. I feel nothing for America. Nothing. You've been genociding us for no unprovoked, just like you did in Iran. You've been genocide no matter where y'all go. I feel nothing for you devils. I worry about the Chinese or Iranians when I see them. Y'all my enemy, unprovoked. But nevertheless, let's get into it. You can't mistreat people and then expect them to run and help you. All right. Let's keep it pushing. Let me see here. Let me put this up. I'm gonna put this up. So let me see here. Oh, I got it. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, y'all see Uncle Sam, he ain't our uncle. Shalom, Miss Paka. He ain't our uncle. And then you see the Statue of Liberty that's supposed to represent freedom. How did our freedom get way over yonder? Matter of fact, we've been fighting for freedom since the Revolutionary War. But nevertheless, you got the Trojan horse up in there. All right? Enough said. Let's get it. Now, I did a quick search. Why does U.S. use Chinese chips in its military equipment? How many of y'all knew this? Huh? What happened to made in the USA? These folks is so greedy and money hungry and hell bent on keeping anything out of our hands that they'll build a Chinese economy up. That's what happened. In the civil rights era, if you go to looking at the timeline of the civil rights era from the 1960s, they started taking all the jobs over there, built up this big old monster they created. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this while I'm thinking about it. Hold on. I did this video back in 2021. Let me rewind it.
Then the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up, so that the way of the kings from the east might be prepared.
All right, y'all see the kings of the east, Revelation 16:12. The Euphrates River been dry. This is Brighteon. Okay. Yeah. Been dry. 2021. Nevertheless, let's keep it pushing. Get back over here. Now, let me read some of this. It's a video. Let me see what this video. Okay, let's watch the video. Let's see what he said.
If you're following like a subcontractor model, so like the F-35 is produced through 1,100 different
Y'all see his credentials down there. You see his credentials, MIT. So he would have a better knowledge of this than I would. See, this country don't care nothing about. They don't care nothing about that, and that's why they getting their butt handed to them. All right, see that? Let's get it. I'm trying to let it play.
If you're following like a subcontractor model, so like the F-35 is produced through 1,100 different subcontractors.
You got an F-35 fighter jet. Those things, looking at them, they pretty tough looking at them. But look at all these outsourcing all these components of the jet. The more people you include into your stuff, it's a security risk. Listen at it.
So like the F-35 is produced through 1,100 different subcontractors, right? And then
1,100 subcontractors. And you wonder why they planes is falling out the air.
and each of them have like 500 different subcontractors. And if you
out of the 1,100 subcontractors, they got 500 more subcontractors. So what's that? 1,600 subcontractors, and they talking and hey, but anyway,
you follow that kind of material chain high enough, you'll go like Viper, and then you'll go jet engine, and you'll go kind of like turbine section, and you'll go to the Inconel supplier, right? And then that Inconel supplier will go to their nickel supplier, and then that nickel supplier is probably somewhere in China. And so the job of vertical integration is to go, okay, right now it's just Viper. In a year, let's be a jet engine. Okay, in a year, let's be casting our own Inconel. In a year, let's be operating our own like nickel mines. And right now, a lot of companies subcontract almost all of that. And so even some of the drones we're deploying, like the electric motors, the wire harnesses, like are made in China. And that's a terrifying world. Like we've seen with the pagers what that can do.
Yeah.
And when you're building something like an F-35 or even some of these quads, like you're talking about many hundreds of parts with supply chains that go 5 levels deep, and suddenly you're branching to like 100,000 different companies around the world. And so that's very, very, very hard to secure. And that's part of Forge.
Yeah.
Is like going and building a truly secure ecosystem of these products. Like, how do I have a flight controller that I really, really trust every resistor and where it's coming from?
Yeah.
And that's an area that like we're really bad at as a country right now.
Yeah. You know, thinking of say like John Deere a few decades ago, they were vertical that way. They made everything. They made their own engines. I mean, they made every part of the tractor in-house. They had, you know, different factories that made different components. And now there's really nothing like that here in the United States. And there needs to be, you know, even if you can't match them one-to-one production-wise, there still needs to be an ecosystem where it's at least possible, you know, because right now I can only imagine that they know that, right? That they know that they're manufacturing wiring harnesses. And if all of a sudden they say, oh, you don't get any more, what does that do to us? You know, how do we circumvent that?
And that's what we're doing with Forge.
Yeah.
And so I should.
This sounds like, I want y'all to look at this. It sounds like the U.S. is dependent on China, just like we have to depend on them for stuff. You see why being self-contained is that's the business. China cut you off, then what? Huh? Why would China help the U.S. when the U.S. took the Taiwan from them? Think, family. Why would Russia help the U.S. when Ukraine used to be part of the Soviet Union? The colonizer is colonizing the people that they're asking for help. Make that make sense. But we're gonna keep it pushing. Let's keep going.
Qualify by saying scale is incredibly important, but it's necessary, not sufficient. Like you have to be able to achieve scale and security and flexibility, right? Because the other thing is if you only achieve scale and security, these platforms are being redesigned on like a 3-month cadence. If you go to Ukraine, the weapons they're fighting with right now are unrecognizable to those they're fighting with a year ago, right? And so yeah, you have the scale part. We're focused on that. Very, very, very long way to go getting there. Next is the security part. That is vertical integration so that you can trust your supply chain. That is also decentralization, because even if you're vertically integrated, but all this is happening in one factory, through cyber attack, through like cutting your water lines, like there are so many different ways to render. I guess an example here. So like, I don't know if this is still the case, but like during COVID, the lead times on some of these like high voltage power transformers are in a factory where
I think they can hack that stuff. I think they can hack that DSB. You're getting their computer chips. I'm gonna get into it, but I if you got any input, man, hey, you're welcome to come up and speak, because you know more about the military than I do. If you got any input, you know, you feel free. Just let me know. I'll put the link in there.
in like the many years. So if it's two years to rewire your factory, you have one like box that if it's destroyed, your factory is out of operation for a year or two. And that's why the decentralization becomes so important. And then the final one is flexibility, right? The ability to design an airframe in 14 weeks doesn't matter if you have to go and build a new factory that takes 5 years, right? That's completely useless to you. So while doing these things, you also have to have capacity that within 14 hours, you can rapidly switch to manufacturing another airframe.
Yeah. Are there any discussions or influence from a company like Mach to the U.S. government in terms of voicing those concerns and trying to kind of spur the rib cage of the Department of Defense or the U.S. government, whether it's a subsidy,
Now, I'm gonna go back to this with I don't know if me and Mike was talking. I don't know if he actually gonna, I don't know what the schedule is, but we was talking about Albert Pike talking about World War III being fought by Islamists and Zionists. Yeah, but it's what I'm saying. Why would I tell you World War III? Okay, how would a Mason back in the 1800s know about World War III and who's going to be fighting it? Is all this really one government and they're just playing like they're divided? I don't know, but what I do know, they're going to turn on each other. How do you know they're going to turn on each other? Look at the history. World War I, World War II, that was white on white genocide. They decimated their numbers. The Revolutionary War, they was fighting each other then. War of 1812, white on white genocide. Okay? Ukraine, Russia, they're basically the same people. All right, that's how. Whether they think they working together, don't worry about that. All right? Let me move on to something else. Yeah, okay, now. Look. Now, the aircraft carriers. What do you call an aircraft carrier that relies on Chinese computing chips? I call it a Chinese aircraft carrier. That's what I call it. That's the brains, ain't it? The brains of the operation. That's what I call it. Correct me if I'm wrong. You wondering what's going on? How is it Iran? Don't get it twisted. Now one of them like us. So how is Iran getting all these locations of what everything at? Who's telling them? Hey, is they listening with them with these computer compartments that I don't know. I'm speculating. Is they some kind is these chips? Is it in this computer mainframe somehow snitching on the U.S., giving away secrets that they ain't aware of? I don't know. Okay? But yeah, y'all can read this up. America's carriers rely on Chinese chips. Look, now I'm gonna mock Trump and Keg's breath. Head self. How you gonna go to war and you ain't did the math on the ammunition? Huh? How you gonna go to war and you ain't counted up the cost? Even that is a biblical precept. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when racism runs the government. You done took away all the black sacrifices. You done erased all our contribution. You done showed your racist head. Y'all did what we couldn't do. I don't knock nobody. My sister was in the military, okay? But my opinion, I had a nephew. I tried to tell him talk him out of going. He went. But my opinion, I've been telling my folks for years, don't go over there for them. But they grown. I still love them. They my kinfolk. I don't want nothing to happen to them. Bring that knowledge back over here, though. But anyway, let me move on. You gonna go to war? That's this high IQ working. See, they IQ so high that it is intelligent to use Chinese intelligence in their high advanced weapons. That's that high IQ. It is intelligent to go to war without counting up the cost. That's that lie IQ. All right? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see where it's going? Y'all see where it's going? Let me do it like Oh, I'm sorry. How about that? Thank you, Sister Brenda. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. My wife just let me know. Yeah. All right. Let me see here. All right. Let's get back into it. All right. This is a drone. As I was saying earlier, do y'all remember a drone crashed into Iran in 2011? That's what I was trying to find. But look, and then I said in December 2011, a U.S. RQ-170 Sentinel drone was captured by Iranian forces after reportedly being brought down by Iran. All right, thank you, love. Cyber warfare unit. That right there should have told you then. So they crashing your drone. What else can they crash? How did they learn how to crash? What's going on? And what's going on with these drones as to why they crash? The Chinese and the Russians do business with Iran. But all right. The drone was said to have been detected in Iranian airspace, and the U.S. later acknowledged losing control of it during a mission over Afghanistan. You know what I think happened? They went spying. In Iran. That's what I think happened. They sent that drone over there spying, and the Iranians got a hold of it. I'm speculating, probably reverse engineered it, and now you see what's going on now. All right, now this is what it says. It says, I asked, does the U.S. RQ-170 Sentinel drone have Chinese part? It's talking about there's no confirmed evidence. Okay. That the drone contains Chinese part. I'm gonna tell you why this is misleading. Okay. You see that Lockheed Martin? No, but it's manufactured by Lockheed Martin, right? Now, the next question I ask, does Lockheed Martin use Chinese parts? And it does. See that? Lockheed Martin is using Chinese technology. But the other, y'all can't see that. Lockheed Martin has faced challenges regarding the use of Chinese technology and materials in its defense products, particularly the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. See that? So if they use Chinese tech, then you got all these subcontractors that's building one weapon. See, this country is so darn cheap, and they so bent on just making more money and maximizing profit that they outsource the national security to foreign nations. See, I trust inmates in the correctional system making military equipment far better than I do checking the Chinese and anybody else. You say, why that? Because people incarcerated still got loved ones right here. Did y'all not know people in prison make weapons for the U.S.? Huh? It ain't gonna do no good if they giving them Chinese chips to put in the weapons. Shalom, Arlene Foster. Here's just one source. Some military weapons like the M1 carbine, don't know what that is, were invented in prison by inmates. See, we got skills. They don't want to pay us though. The name of the game is keep money out of especially black folks' hands. Anybody else can get government loans without taxpayer dollars, set up shop over here. Did y'all know the Chinese got land over here? Huh? I'll get to it in a minute. All right. Military weapons made in prisons. They are assembling. They are assembling. Let me put assembling. Assembled in prison. See. Assembled in prison. Yeah. I guess that's a gun, I guess. But I'm going down a rabbit hole. But yes, they put together weapons. They some prisons got federal contract to put together weapons for the U.S. military. I've covered it. You know, it's been years ago. But yeah, you let them inmates in there that got family right here find out somebody's working with the enemy and they got family right here. Yeah, I trust the convicts right here before I trust them over there. Yeah. Pay them though. Let them get them jobs when they get out. See, they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay the ex-convict. They can do the work in prison, but when they get out, they can't get that same job. That's why you get what you get, America. That's why you get what you get, you white supremacist devils. That's why I'm not worried about none of this. The Bible said this stuff was going to happen. Right, let me keep going. Let me see what this is. Chinese guidance systems. I don't know, but I'm going to put that up there so I remember to look that up. Matter of fact, let me look it up now. Can Americans own land in China? Let's see. Let's just see. Let's get to it now. Nope. You're right. You are absolutely right, Arlene. Absolutely right. Which brings me to my other point. Which brings me to the other point. Let me see. They own land over here, though. Yeah, I got to. So let's get on this. Make sure I get this part out. Bring that out. Let me see. I got it in here, but let me close some of these tabs. That'll yeah. Okay. Does China own land in America? Look. That's why I say it. Is all these folks? What's going on here? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. All right. Look, 384,000 acres. Now they're growing food. What is they doing? What is they doing with the food? Let me give you an idea. Now, I don't know, but y'all do know they can put vaccines in vegetables, right? Y'all do know that, don't you? Y'all know they can put vaccines in vegetables. I'm not saying the Chinese doing that. I don't know. But how is it they can own land over here, but you can't own land, can't go over there and get land? Huh? Here you go right here. See that? Y'all see that? Whatever it is, it ain't good for everyday people. White folks think they're immune. We're going to see how, we're going to check that immunity. Y'all see y'all ain't immune. And I'm no, But yeah, they own the land, okay. Not only that, Let me see here. Right here. Okay, they own the land. But yeah, what are they doing with it? All right. You got 5 point. This is an estimation. You know it ain't all of them. This is just an estimation of how many Chinese nationals is in the U.S. Chinese owning land. Chinese, you got 5 million. Where they at? Huh? You got Chinese technology. Just think about it. It's probably, with no doubt, it's probably Chinese stuff in this CPU, in the television, all your so-called smart technology. You know, I'm neither for China or America. I'm for the Most High and His kingdom that's coming. His kingdom will not come while this stuff is out here. It ain't happening. Read your Bible. I'm not for no kingdom on this earth. I'm for my nation of people. Okay? All right. I'm just showing y'all stuff. Now, China got race-specific bioweapons. Let's read some of this. There are concerns that China has shown interest in developing race-specific bioweapons. COVID anyone? COVID anyone? Anyway, targeting specific genetic makeup, and we know they anti-black. We're going to be all right, though. See that? Why come up with something that attacks people on a genetic level, a specific group? It ain't to help us. If it's to help us, it's to help eliminate us, to help put us in the ground. That's what it would be for. Is China helping the Africans over there in Africa? Besides, yeah, they building roads and stuff. How many videos have we seen of the Chinese putting belt to Africans behind in their own land, treating them like trash in their own lands? How many videos have y'all seen of that? Okay. All right, but yeah. Let me see how long I've been going. I about done said about what I had to say. All right, 35 minutes. Anybody got anything they want to say? I'm just making sure. I'm going through these tabs. Oh, yeah, I got to show y'all this. I did an estimation. What are the potential threats of Chinese technology in American weapons? Make sure. Yeah, weaponry. All right. Chinese technology in American weaponry presents significant threats. Then why is the so-called high IQ people not insourcing the stuff here? And then on top of that, you would have to gatekeep these foreigners that you letting in. This system is set up to fail. And don't get it twisted. The Most High is doing it. They so hell bent, they laser focus on us. But they got the Trojan horse. Already here. Wrecking shop. All right, now let me see here. Chinese technology and American weaponry presents significant threats primarily through supply chain reliance. In other words, they are dependent on Chinese supplies. Rare earth minerals, potential hardware backdoors. You know, you backdoor you put a virus backdoor, or you backdoor hack into a F-35 or a drone and make it crash. You got the drone in the air for war, and the Chinese done hacked into it and crashed it. Or they done gave the Iranians the plan, the playbook on how to hack into American drone. And me, I would turn the drone back on. I would send that drone right back to where it come from and tear their tail up. That's the way I think. You sending your stuff to wipe my people out, and I'm hacking it, I'm gonna send it right back to you. That's the way I think. But anyway, maybe they is. They just ain't telling. Shalom, Jersey doing it. Shalom, Mark. All right, now. Backdoors and intellectual property theft, critical vulnerabilities, critical vulnerability. Think when somebody's in critical condition, that's serious. Now, including Chinese magnets in F-35 fighters, reliance on Chinese processing for defense electronics. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is embarrassing. This is pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. That's what this is. It's pathetic, y'all. Anyway, that's these high IQs. All right. No, I don't want my family to die. But I'm not running here to help none of you white folks. Get your police out there. You love calling them on us. Put them on deck. We're going to be all right. Now, if I know you, I know you. If I don't know you, it's a reason why I don't know you. Think I'm going to put my life trusting you devils? No. All right. Y'all are divided to conquer. Them lie IQs. Right. Them lie IQs. Lie IQ. Lie IQ. Lie IQ. We're winning. We're winning. We're winning. All right, let me go. All right. Do I sound like I'm worried? Huh? The Most High has not given us a spirit of fear. Woo! Yes, I'm going to pray for my folks in the military. Yes. 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 All right. Then they go into supply chain. So you got your weapons. You wait. Look, it's war right now. They are suffering losses to their military arsenal, but you're gonna have to wait on the supply chain. Instead of having your stuff at home or coming up with new ways. And what Iran did, them low tech drones is doing the job. All right. Yeah, I heard that, Jersey. I heard that 3,200 military is deceased. Yeah. All right. Embedded in vulnerability, backdoors. Experts fear that Chinese manufactured chips or firmware could contain hidden backdoors that allow data interception or the ability to disable hardware remotely. All right. Compromising U.S. military communication and surveillance capability. All right. But y'all see what it is. Subpar components. They can literally sabotage. They can literally sabotage. Man, look, when it comes to national security, you got to pay the price of whatever it is you got to pay. I mean, you know. But all right, let me see. I'm gonna put this up here and I'm gonna talk. Y'all got any questions? All right, let me see here. All right, let me see. I'm just checking these. Make sure they ain't leave nothing, no stone unturned. They got Chinese guidance system. You know the guidance system. You got a Chinese guidance system. Okay, you got a missile, and you depending on Chinese intelligence to tell your missile where to hit. Talking about the blind leading the blind. I mean, y'all watch out, family. Hey, y'all look. Trust the Most High. It's supposed to look like this. Trust the Most High. Fear not. Stand strong. Repent. Live that word. That way, if you die, you're going to be with the Most High. Okay? Why live in hell right here and then die and go to hell with the same tormentors that tormented you when you was here? The Bible predicted this stuff. You see it happening. Repent with fear and trembling. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. No, if you playing around with the Most High, that's what the fear and trembling is. It's got eternal consequences. Okay? Chinese guidance technology, particularly the Beidou. Wait a minute. I just heard the Beidou. Ain't Iran using the Beidou? Let me see. I just heard that this week. Yeah, it ain't giving no answer. Wait a minute. Iran ditches GPS for China's Beidou after alleged targeting by Israel. Y'all, can y'all see that? Let me see. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that. Hold on. Let me go back. I don't know what this is. Right here. Iran ditches GPS for China's Beidou after alleged targeting by Israel. Now, how did Iran get a hold of Chinese technology? Huh? This high IQ working now. This high IQ, y'all. Let me find that other. Let me close some of these tabs. Y'all bear with me. Anybody got any questions? Let me close some of these tabs so I can find that tab I just had. Let me see. I think it's right here. Yeah. Now, y'all see that up on the screen. Iran is using Chinese Beidou for targeting. Y'all see that? All right, now look at this. Chinese guidance system, particularly the Beidou navigation satellite system, are increasingly suspected of enhancing the precision of missiles used by U.S. adversaries like Iran. Now, okay. Iran is using Chinese technology against the U.S. And the U.S. is dependent on Chinese technology for its advanced weaponry. Who stands to benefit? All right. Challenging U.S. GPS system dominance. And y'all do know a black woman come up with this. Y'all just keep y'all keep our folks out your military. Black woman come up with GPS. Let me see. While I'm here, we black every day. We black every month. We black every month up in here. They said February. I said all day, every day. You understand? Gladys West. 1930 to 2026. She just passed. See that? Yeah. See that? We black every month up in here. Yeah. Well, sister, we appreciate you. I use GPS all day. Well, when I'm working. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Most High, for installing the high IQ in our sisters and brothers. See, yeah. Thank you, Most High. Yeah. We black every month up in here. All right, now let me chill out. All right. You got U.S. fighter jets crashing. Huh? You got see, y'all said, now this is good. They can't focus. They got to reroute all that money toward trying to kill us with this police department. militarizing the police department, educating the police department in Israel that's being destroyed right now. They got to rethink that. They got something else to worry about. Do y'all see what I see? Put some eyes in the chat for me, please. See, somebody gonna die anyway, y'all. That's why you just keep your suitcase packed. When I say keep your suitcase packed, keep your soul in order, in alignment with the Most High and His Word. Thank you for the eye. Put some eyes in the chat. Yeah. Don't worry about these niggas. No, the Most High, it's like the Most High saying, don't worry about my people in America right now. You worry about them Iranians over there. You worry about them Chinese right there. Don't worry about Israel training to kill my people right now. You worry about this over here. You worry about this hornet nest you done stirred up. All right. Yes, Lockheed Martin uses, that's who built that drone that crash landed, but they do use Chinese technology. I can't say it was in the drone, but it show you that they will use it. All right, I'm going through these tabs. And yeah, well, let me see here. Let me see. Now, I also did a Google search. Now, how many of y'all heard them talking about dropping a nuke on Iran? How many of y'all heard that? So I did a fallout. I don't think that's gonna go. So how you gonna get the oil over there if you don't? If you let me explain. I'm gonna show you how racist this AI is, or how biased this AI is. The first thing I typed in, fallout if of nukes hit Iran, didn't nothing pop up. Didn't nothing pop up. Now it pops up. Earlier when I did that search, didn't nothing pop up. Let's read what it'll say. If a nuclear bomb was dropped on Iran, it would result in catastrophic destruction, massive loss of life. Only devils think a way to kill people, and long-term environmental damage. Additionally, it could escalate into a larger conflict. I mean, you got Russia right there. You got all these Arabic nations that's supposed to be working with the United States. You don't know which way that wind gonna blow that stuff. It's just like pissing on these other nations and taking a crap on them. If you nuke Iran, y'all, do y'all understand? That's why I don't think they're gonna. Well, you can't put nothing past these folks. Is on their way out. Their numbers is dwindling. They might do it. Hey, but they're gonna be fighting over there. You still gonna lose control. So then what? But anyway. All right, it could escalate into a larger conflict involving other nations and lead to severe geopolitical consequences. Yeah, y'all can see that. All right, radiological risk, attacking large operational nuclear reactors. Y'all do know they put the black Israelites in Dimona, Israel. Y'all know that? They put black Israelites in Dimona, Israel. Y'all know what that is. It is a nuclear facility. They put the Negroes around the nuclear facility. Let me show it to you. See that? Dimona. All right. Now let me see. Does it show what a facility at? Rather than read it, let's see. Let's do a map of Israel nuclear facility. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's right there at the Negev. Dimona, look, there it is right there. There it is. I ain't now they want to check the security. I just look at the picture. Dimona nuclear reactor. That's where the black folk at. That's where the black folk at. Y'all see it? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna put you Negroes over there by the nuclear reactor. Cause y'all the bomb. And I heard talks of Iran talking about bombing. We'll see. We'll see. If they, it's like this. If they tell y'all to get on, well, they put where you gonna go? We'll get out there by foot. But nevertheless, yeah. But anyway, y'all can do a Google search on the impact of what a fallout is. You don't know where that wind gonna carry that stuff. You see that stuff. Let me see. Let me do a map. Let's see. It really ain't no good map. But all those neighboring nations, see, they getting oil from these countries. You're gonna drop, so you're gonna nuke this, and you're gonna pause and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I did want to hit the US. First I put in Iran, then nothing come up. Then when I put the US in, it was talking about then a less powerful nuclear explosion, in case they use one for Iran, a less powerful, will produce significant fallout, which consists of radioactive particles that can spread over large areas. In fact, you know what? I don't even think that they so surrounded by mountains and stuff, that probably wouldn't even do it. It'd kill some people. They'd be underground. Now, Taiwan was a part of China. Y'all think the Chinese done forgot how the U.S. done set up a military base in Taiwan? Y'all think the U.S. done set up a military? Y'all think the Chinese done forgot about that? Come on, family. You know. Let's do this. They said, okay, look here. Well, they got soldiers over there, colonizers, same thing. The U.S. does not have a formal military base. Okay, if you ain't, where the soldiers living at then? Where they staying? And what they there for? Is they over there building? Is they over there helping the Taiwanese? Let's see. But it has recently increased its military presence. Y'all think the Chinese done forgot? Okay, Taiwan used to be a part of that, Let me show you a map of what Taiwan is. Here go a map. This is Taiwan, and this is China. Do you think what same person wants the United States this close breathing down their neck? They ain't coming to shake hands. What same person? And also, while I'm looking at Korea, America split up the South Koreans from the North Koreans. See that? This was all one people. Kim Jong-un at the North. They all the way over there. These Romans colonizing, causing coups, talking about, we don't like your leader. We're going to give you another leader. We want a leader that we approve of. That means, by default, then that's a part of the United States or that's a part of the Roman Empire. If they can dictate who your leader is, tell you how to run your country, that's what that is. He's talking about Cuba. I done met some racist Cubans, but I don't think Trump, them doing what he doing to the Cubans, I don't agree with that. It's colonization. It's genocide. And I don't put just because I met some racist Cubans, I don't wish nothing on them folk. Just leave me alone, and I'm not going to bother you. We'll get along just fine. I'm not going to try to colonize your land. I'm not going to cut the lights off on you. I'm not going to steal your oil. We ain't going to do none of that because we live in the word. The Bible tells us don't do that. All right, now. Okay? Now, the U.S. has recently established a military presence in Taiwan. All right? See that? Defense Command. Instead of them calling it a military base in Taiwan, they got a defense command. Why not let the people get their own defense? Okay? Same thing with Ukraine. Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, the Soviet Union. See, it used to be a part of the Soviet Union. Once upon a time, I'm old enough to remember. There it is right there. Look at that. Look at that. All this was Russia. You see Ukraine right there? Can y'all see that? Let me see here. Let me see. Uh-oh. Let me go back. That's Ukraine over here. Let me go out. That's Ukraine. This is where the so-called is not realized come from. The Ukraine, what they call it? The Caucasus. The so-called, this is their real homeland, y'all. Them folks over there in Israel, over there in our land, this is their homeland. The Caucasus over here, the Ukraine. This their homeland. Anyway, y'all think Russia done forgot that this used to be their land. That's just like y'all know they done stole millions of acres of land from black folk, right? Y'all, we ain't forgot. So when somebody start tearing your tail up, don't come calling me to help you. Give reparations. I know they tearing you up, but we need restoration. You should have been done it. No, we're not helping you. We've been helping you since the inception of this nation. Pay up. There go Ukraine right there. Okay, I'm sorry. Ukraine is right here. Right here. Ukraine. Y'all see that? Soviet Union? There it is right there. Ukraine. Caucasus Mountain, Georgia. All this used to be their land. They went over there. They don't want to. Y'all think Russia done forgot. Well, he over there asking Putin for help. Okay. All right. But yeah. All right. I think that's enough. Let me see here. Shalom. Thank y'all for joining. Family. Kenaz, you still in here, brother? Any question? Anybody want to come up? I'll drop the link in the chat. Anybody want to come up? I'll drop the link in the chat. And these are other channels. I don't know why YouTube is always restricting comment. Maybe it may be settings. Thank y'all. Maybe it's the settings. These are other channels I'm streaming from. Let me see here. It won't. Let me see here. Let me do this. These are other channels I'm putting it in that I'm streaming from. I'm streaming from this one too. You see the avatar. This one. The reason why I don't use my other channel, so if I get hit, I still got another one. All right. All right, family. Shalom, much love, much respect. Glad y'all joined. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, family.